I'm so excited to see such a good turnout because despite the beautiful weather we're having, we all still showed up this morning to support arthritis. So let's give everybody here a big round of applause. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah Scranton, and I have had the honor of joining the Arthritis Foundation in November. I am the new executive director here, and I am just thrilled to be taking the Michigan team and all of our Michigan friends and families and supporters and moving us to the next chapter here in Michigan. This is my first walk. And I know some of you have been around for 20 years or so, so it's really exciting to come out and see all of the great supporters that we have. Woo! So in the interest, oh my goodness. That's all right.
I'm just trying to turn it up later.
So in the interest of time and the weather, I'm going to get this started. Before I turn it over to some of the people that you really want to hear from today, you know, those arthritis warriors that are out battling this disease every day, the supporters that are helping us find a cure, I of course have some people to thank. So first and foremost,
I think it's the interference.
Interference. All right, so first I would just like to take a moment to recognize the Michigan staff. They're all here somewhere, so Bill, Chastity, Lori, Cindy, raise your hand. Without these people, this day certainly would not be possible, so let's give them a round of applause. Chastity likes to say we're small but mighty, and that is certainly true about our team. I also want to thank our planning committee. This event, the ideas that come from the day, the tents that you see, the different ideas in the kids zone, the VIP tents, those all come from a really dedicated group of volunteers. So all of the volunteers on the planning committee, if you're around, raise your hand. Jamie, Tina Marie, Candy, Connie, Jessica, Deborah, and Abby, thank you all so much. The list goes on. We have our generous supporters, all of our team captains who you've probably been getting tons of emails from, you know, probably to the point of getting annoying every day, asking you to come out, register, raise money. All of those people, all of our individual walkers, we really would like to thank you. And in that spirit, we do have a number of teams that have raised a certain amount of money, and they are our VIP tents all along there. Some of you are probably with some of our VIP teams. So I'd like to take a moment and recognize our hardworking VIP teams. If you're here, raise your hand, and we'll give everyone a round of applause. We have Bad Bones, the Bry family. Faith's Future, the Dyer family. Moving for Matthew, the Dantes family. Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons, Dr. Rode and Dr. Endress and their colleagues. Team Megan, the Sear family. And get bent, because we can't. Tracy Cookus family. And then finally, before I turn it over, we have some teams that have been participating in this walk for 20 plus years. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your continued commitment to the Arthritis Foundation. So would Den's Dream, Mikey and Marsha's Arthritis Warriors, and Footsteps for Arthritis please stand? Let's give those people all a round of applause. Thank you. All right, now I am going to turn it over to our event corporate chair, Brad Mccaskey. Brad has taken on the role of recruiting sponsors for this event, encouraging his colleagues to help support the Arthritis Foundation, and he also has the distinct honor of serving on our local leadership board. So Brad, if you want to come up here, thank you so much for all of your support and all you did to make the walk successful.
Thank you, Sarah. Believe me, I didn't do any amount of work compared to what these guys do. I just show up and do what I'm told. So, first of all, again, thank all of you for coming out. I know the weather is, well, all spring it's been bad, but at least we got a little opening here. And thank you. Special thanks to our sponsors. I walked around the tent. I was really impressed with some of the products coming out. So I'd like to just thank them real quick here. Our signature sponsors, Obvi, I hope I didn't screw that one up, Sarnoff, Genzyme, Bergerion, and supporting sponsors, Bristol Myers Squibb, and regional sponsors, CVS, Janssen, Genentech, and Novartis. And also our local sponsors are Myers, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Iron Mountain, Ferring Pharmaceuticals, Horizon Pharma, Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons, and Comprehensive Hand and Rehabilitations. Also, kind sponsor to Our Detroit, Hollywood Markets, and the Rapid Response Team. Also, I'd just like to mention real quick how I got involved. It was through another colleague who is actually the chairman of the board of the Michigan Arthritis Foundation, Bill Presley. Bill and I were business colleagues. And I asked him, I come to a lot of these events, I donate, I walk, I go to golf outings and stuff, but I said, how can I get more involved? And he asked me to join a couple years ago. And not only has it been very rewarding, to help a great sponsorship like the Arthritis Foundation, but the people I've met have been truly, truly rewarding to my life. People I never would have met. And any of you that do want to get more involved, please, get a hold of Sarah, whoever, and you can support as little as much as you want. They would really, truly, take it in kind and appreciate it. So with that said, I also met another nice young man. He told me to mention how handsome he is, all you young ladies out there. So where's Evan at? Is Evan's coming up next? Is that my duty? Okay, Evan Klein. Oh, there he is. Hey, Evan. Doing? Nice to meet you. Evan is the head of the Amgen, located here regionally, and they are the national sponsorship for the Arthritis Foundation. So thank you, Evan, for coming and the support. I appreciate it.
I'm sure you guys were all expecting somebody a little bit more handsome when he said that, but thank you all for coming out. Is everybody ready to walk on such a beautiful day? Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm Evan Klein. I'm with Amgen. Amgen is honored to be the 2018 national presenting sponsor for the Walk to Cure Arthritis, which is the world's largest arthritis gathering from coast to coast. We're proud to be a longtime supporter of the Arthritis Foundation, who is the champion of Yes. And this year is celebrating their 70th anniversary of supporting people just like you with arthritis. At Amgen, our mission is to serve patients, and we do that by supporting groups like the Arthritis Foundation, which, working with warriors like you today, and trying to avoid some feedback, is raising visibility for this disease, which has more than 100 types, many of which I've heard of talking to people just here today. And additionally, we're working to find cures for these diseases faster. So it's especially exciting to be here today in Dearborn because it provides us the opportunity to meet and speak with people who are living with conditions like I previously mentioned, and those are diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, juvenile idiopathic arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, osteoarthritis, and others, to learn about how those conditions have impacted their lives. So these opportunities provide me and my colleagues a real-life reminder of why we work so hard every day to help find cures for these difficult diseases. So before you leave, we're right over there in the corner. You can come and see myself and my partner David. Please be sure to stop by. On behalf of Amgen, I'd like to thank everyone here today. I'd like to thank the Arthritis Foundation, and have a wonderful walk.
I would like to now introduce our medical honorees to come up and just say a few words. Dr. Rachel Rode, who is also a member of our local leadership board, and she fulfills this role for us quite often, but she was actually able to recruit one of her colleagues this year, Dr. Cristina Honduras, to participate. So I'm going to let them talk to you for a minute.
Hi everybody. Welcome. As Sarah said, I'm Rachel Rode. This is my partner at Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons, Cristina Honduras. This is my daughter, Sydney. If you've been here before, you've probably seen her. So anyway, we just want to say hello. Thank you so much for coming out. You guys are all troopers because it was probably raining when you left the house this morning, and you came anyway. So bravo to you. Cristina and I get the joy of helping people live better lives and better lifestyles every day as orthopedic surgeons. And so we're really proud to be a part of this and to contribute like you to this excellent effort to try to make arthritis history. So thank you so much for coming out, and we look forward to an awesome walk this morning.
Thanks, Rachel. Okay, now we're going to hear from the people who were really here today to support and celebrate our arthritis warriors. Every year we honor people at these events who truly are arthritis warriors. As I said, they battle the disease every day. Despite how they feel, they get up and continue on. And I know when I first started here, I was like a lot of people that thought arthritis just happened to, old people or my grandma or my grandpa. And I soon learned that that is in fact not the case. Arthritis does happen to old people, but it happens to really, really little people too. And it happens to everyone in between. And today we have 3 honorees that really show the spread of people that arthritis impacts. So I'm going to start by introducing our adult honoree, Tracy Cookus. Thank you. Morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out again to this beautiful day. But I really appreciate all the support, and I'm sure everybody else does here who has arthritis and has family and friends supporting them. When I was first diagnosed with RA, I was 18 years old, thought I knew everything, and I was told I had arthritis, and no. I can't have arthritis. It's, like Sarah said, it's an old person's disease. There's no way. I didn't understand how I was moving and fast and into sports when I all of a sudden came to a complete stop because my body shut down on me, and the pain was too much to do those same things I used to do every time. But when Lori first asked me to speak, I thought, what am I going to talk about? What can I possibly tell people with arthritis that they don't already know? They know the pain, they know the difficulties, the financial, emotional burdens that it causes. Their families know the same things. So she said to just tell my story. So last year, someone said to me when I was raising money, why don't you tell your story? People don't really know what you go through every day. They don't understand the pain. And put it out there and maybe it'll help you raise money. I don't share my story very well. I don't like to talk about it. It's just something I've kind of just lived with and tried to grind out all by myself. So I did it, I put it out there, and I could not believe the overwhelming response from everybody that was there to support me, loved me. The people the closest to me that still didn't even know what I would go through in a day. So I'm sure people here go through the exact same things, that you can feel very alone with this disease even though you're surrounded by loved ones and family that support you. It can be lonely to be the only one that gets it sometimes. So I guess I'm going to tell my most recent part of my story. So I got a knee replacement in November and everything was looking really good, but I went back to my doctor and he said something's still off. We're going to take another x-ray of your hip. It's really not a good thing when your orthopedic surgeon swears when he's looking at your x-rays. So I had a fractured hip on my right hand side that I'd been walking around on for the last 6 months, and we had to do emergency surgery on that as well. So I figured, okay, great, I got a new knee, I got a new hip, I'm all ready to go. I went home that night and I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom on the bedside commode, and I remember thinking, God, I feel really dizzy, and I passed out, and in that 2 feet that I fell, I dislocated my brand new hip and I broke my left femur. So I don't remember that ambulance ride, thank goodness. I hear it was very colorful language also. So again, another emergency surgery. We relocated my hip. They put a plate on my left femur to hold it into place. And then I just spent the next 2 months in a rehab facility because I was non-weight bearing. They had to get the strength up and they had to get the bone healing. So great. I finally get out of there. I had great family and friends supporting me the whole 2 months that I was laid in a bed. If you know me, that's not how I want to sit around. So it was great to get back to things again. And I was walking in my house and I felt the plate snap in my leg after I'd spent all that time in rehab and surgeries. So back again to another emergency surgery where they replaced my part of my left femur with metal. And hopefully this one holds a little longer. We're about a month out of that surgery. Meanwhile, this whole time, my hip kept dislocating. So I was being rushed to the emergency room all the time with a dislocation, which is very painful as well. And the last time it happened was in my sleep. So it's not something I can control at this point. Again, time for another surgery. So I've had 5 surgeries in 4 months. Last one is about 2.5 weeks out, so I'm standing, I'm thankful, and I'm hoping to make it another 2 weeks without anything going on. But the reason I bring this up is, you know, this disease eats away at your body. The medications in the past that I was on before the good ones are out now, they've eaten away at my body as well. And, you know, I'm surviving it. I get through every day. You know, it's been a really tough 6 months for me going through all this, and I've been surrounded by the most amazing family and friends, and I can't thank them enough. Except for my cousin. She said she's going to sell me for scrap metal when I die, so yeah. But I just, you know, I wanted to tell that short part of it only because it shows the struggle somebody can go through with this disease. It's not just pain. Pain's a huge part of it. There's things that can help. We all have tricks that we do that work for us. I'm sure everybody can understand that. And I guess the biggest part for me is I always was stoic and kept it to myself and didn't talk about it. But to me, I realized I thought that was a badge of honor, and I just realized it was my greatest fault, because once I did open up and once I let all the people in that are close to me and people that weren't quite aware of what was going on, the overwhelming support of that for this last 5 months, I really couldn't have done it without it. It was pretty rough, and the people in my life that are here right now are the ones that supported me the most, and my family. And it's been a great, wonderful experience in that regard. The rest of it sucked, but I guess my words is, you know, use the people around you. Don't hold it all in. It's tough. It's hard, but the support's there, and it really does help. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing your story. It's a great reminder to all of us about why we are here, despite the weather. Okay, next we have another phase of arthritis. I'd like to introduce our teen honoree, Faith Dyer.
Good morning, my name is Faith, and I have systemic juvenile idiopathic arthritis. Only 10% of juvenile arthritis sufferers are diagnosed with this type of arthritis. It means that not just my joints are affected, but my organs too. I was diagnosed at age 8 and I am now 15. My first symptoms were fatigue and a rash. My eyes were very sensitive to light and I had really bad headaches. Then my joints started swelling and hurting. I got a fever every day at almost the same exact time each afternoon. That lasted until I fell asleep in the early evening. When my symptoms became worse and the inflammation was all throughout my body, my rash just about covered me. I had high fevers, uncontrollable shivers, and my body hurt all over. I could barely walk, so my dad and mom carried me around the house and held everything for me, as I couldn't even hold a cup to drink. At first, I was diagnosed with the Epstein-Barr virus, which later turned into full-blown mono. But as the disease progressed over a period of approximately 9 months, the doctor knew it wasn't just mono that was making me sick. My pediatrician referred us to an allergist because of my rash, which he initially thought was chronic hives. I saw the allergist over a period of a couple months, and he did a lot of blood work and tests. He realized it wasn't just hives, but still didn't know what it was. But after seeing the blood work results, the doctor had a concerned look on his face and called U of M to try to get us to see a pediatric rheumatologist. The first available appointment was 3 months away. In the meantime, we had an appointment with some allergists at U of M, and those allergists thought it could be a mixture of muscle and joint issues. When I finally went to the pediatric rheumatologist at U of M, Dr. Half still diagnosed me within a minute. I was too young to have much of a reaction to the diagnosis because I didn't fully understand my disease, but basically I thought it was a complete freak show. To be anything but a normal kid was so different at the time. We were all very sad, but also kind of relieved that I didn't have something much worse. I'm a very lucky, unlucky girl. My disease has affected me dramatically. In the beginning, my friends didn't believe that I was sick because people in our generation don't like to believe what they can't see. I felt sick, but it didn't show in symptoms they could see. No one understood that I was fighting a battle, and I felt completely alone on this crazy journey. I fought to feel okay every day. Not normal like I had wished to be for so long, but to feel just okay and able to run around like the crazy kid I was.
Okay, honey. It's okay.
You got this!
After a few years living with this awful disease, I have realized that I'm not normal, but I'm me. And I'm different, I'm complex, and I'm really loved and supported. This disease has changed my way of life completely. I can't stand out in the heat or cold anymore without feeling brutally sick. If my medication isn't controlling my disease, within several hours I'm sick. This is why I no longer make plans in advance because this disease is so unpredictable. For example, one day I'll be holding a pencil and the next day I can't even raise that arm to reach that pencil. My current treatment plan stopped working about 3 months ago and we're still trying to find the right mix of medication for me. I have been to school less than 10 days out of the past 13 weeks. Most of my medicines control my systemic conditions, but not my arthritis. My hands are almost always inflamed, which is why I had to leave my orchestra. I used to enjoy playing the violin, guitar, and ukulele. The most challenging part of this disease is the ability to keep a solid mental state. After many years of dealing with this disease, I can say that I'm not as happy as I was. I'm always in fear. Fear of missing my medications, fear of getting sicker, fear of not being able to accomplish my goals, and fear of missing out. Sometimes it's so hard to keep a happy state of mind. Although not too many people will ever know exactly what I'm going through, there is so much support out there to help me grow and become stronger. And it has made me realize that the only way to grow and become stronger is to overcome all the little things I thought I could never even put a dent in. But I'm here today and that's something to be proud of. My hopes for others with arthritis is for them to never ever give up hope. For all we know, the next generation is the cure of our misery. So do not stop believing that you will get better. Do not let one bad day define you, and do not stop taking your medications because you are feeling better. Define your limits, but do not let arthritis define you. My hope for my future is to achieve all my goals such as showing others what this disease is, helping other children with this disease, and spreading awareness for this disease that has taken a toll on all of our lives. I also hope to be an exchange student someday, go to college and travel the world. It is important for me to stay involved with the Arthritis Foundation because the more I'm involved, the more information I learn about something I live with every day. Being able to participate in the walk to cure arthritis has shown me I'm not alone, and there are over 50 million Americans with arthritis today. It has also shown me that there is still hope for a cure.
That was very, very powerful. Thank you for sharing with us. And I also want to say, Faith, you are afraid that you might not be normal, but you're better. You're a warrior. So keep it up. Stay positive. All right, we have one more honoree, and that is our youth honoree, Megan Sear. I would like to invite her and her parents up to the stage to share their story with us.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to cry because you already had me going. Okay. This is our daughter Megan. and she is 6 years old. She's a kindergartner who lives in Sterling Heights. She enjoys singing, dancing, playing with her dog, playing with her friends, and going up north with her family. She loves to swim and dreams of going to the Olympics one day. At age 2, we began to notice swelling in her right knee. The swelling would come and go over the next few days. Eventually, a trip to the doctor revealed normal x-rays and blood work results. So she was sent home with a treatment plan of rest and over-the-counter pain reliever. A few days later, Megan awoke one morning unable to walk and was immediately referred to an orthopedic surgeon. With inconclusive MRI results, exploratory knee surgery was performed which showed no abnormalities. After healing from surgery, Megan visited a pediatric rheumatologist to receive the diagnosis of juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. After the doctor left, I just cried. I knew our lives, especially Megan's, would never be the same. For the last 4 years, Megan has had numerous appointments with 5 different doctors to control her disease. She takes a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, a low-dose chemotherapy oral injection, folic acid, and regular allergy medications. Megan suffers from multiple side effects such as yellowing of the skin, headaches, rashes, stomach issues, hair loss, and fatigue. She follows a strict diet to combat some of these issues. Megan is unable to be in the sun for long periods of time and must always wear sunscreen. She is not allowed to play outside in temperatures under 50 degrees, and participating in sports and running in gym class is very difficult, sometimes impossible. Even walking for a long period of time can cause pain and fatigue. She has a severely compromised immune system, and as a result is often sick and is slow to recover. Due to illness and extreme fatigue, Megan frequently misses school, sometimes weeks at a time. This past November, Megan had been doing so well with her medications that all her test results were coming back perfect and her swelling had finally subsided. After 4 long years, her doctor had decided to take her off her low-dose chemotherapy drug and her folic acid. Medical remission was on the horizon. We were so excited that we started screaming in the doctor's office. We, however, treaded carefully over the next few months, watching her closely and, of course, enjoying all of the side effects that were starting to disappear. By February of 2018, our excitement was short-lived. Her swelling had begun to return, as well as discomfort, limping, stiffness, and pain. She was immediately seen by her rheumatologist, where we once again began testing. We started with an x-ray that came back normal, blood work, everything normal. She will now once again have to have an MRI, which any JRA parent knows will require sedation and half a day at the hospital and more school time missed. From there, depending on the results, we will unfortunately have to begin treatment once again and start over with side effects and possibly injections. This is a tough road for any child to bear, and as a parent to a JRA child, it has been just as tough. Through the Arthritis Foundation, we found information and resources to better understand arthritis and develop strategies for managing her disease. In 2013, we created a team in our daughter's honor named none other than Team Megan. Team Megan has participated in the Detroit Walk to Cure Arthritis for the last 4 years, and with amazing help and support of our family and our dear friends, Team Megan is proud to say that we have raised nearly $15,000. We will never stop. We will keep going. We will get bigger every year to show people that kids do get arthritis too, that this is not an old person's disease. And with the continued help of the Arthritis Foundation of Michigan and our family and friends, we will continue to spread awareness and raise funds in hopes of finding a cure someday.
Thank you for coming.
Well, if that doesn't really motivate you, I don't know what will. As a mom, that certainly makes me want to get even more involved. So, we heard from everyone why we're here. Let's get this walk started. Hopefully, we'll be able to complete the entire event, again, in the beautiful weather. Hold off, rain. So I am going to have my two lovely daughters over here lead you to the start line and we can get started. Please come back afterwards. We will have the drawing for the passports at that time. But thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you who got up here. I know it was difficult telling your story, but it really makes a difference and it really helps all of us remember what we're here for today. So thank you all, and let's start walking.